FM and Twitter at Oluyole FM. Those two feedback channels gives you the opportunity to stream live this program as it's ongoing. Okay, so go ahead, just text it to somebody, share it with someone. Okay, as you're watching, share, let others also participate, and of course it gives you the opportunity to also contribute ahead of time. Our website remains the same, www.bcs.tv/listen. Take that again, www.bcos.tv/listen. You get to listen to this program audio only on our website. Check us out on Instagram at Oluyole 5FM, Radio Garden, and Mixlr, the online radio platform, mixlr.com/Oluyole FM. This is how we do it, Mondays through Saturdays, and on Sundays we're on TV, 7 p.m. mid-news. Top-notch analysis, newspaper review, and of course you get to contribute. Without much ado, we go straight to the papers today. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Federal government's 774,000 unskilled 20,000 naira jobs. 4 PhD, 200 master's holders apply. Senate tackles Keyamo again on slots. Kano gets 44,000. Benue 23,000. Lagos 20,000. Enugu 17,000. Don't blackmail us with slots. Senate wants Minister of State for Labor. And if somebody's wondering why Kano is getting 44,000, it's by local government. There are 774 local governments, so it's the number of local governments that you have in your state. So that's how they arrived at that. But 4 PhDs for a 20k job, 200 master's holders.
A reflection of the Nigerian story.
We need help.
Banner headline of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Amotekun won't be subsumed under community police, and that's coming from the Southwest Governors. Page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune.
That must be the chair of the Southwest Governors Forum.
Yeah, of course.
Arakuni himself, Rotimi Akeredolu. He's in charge there.
Yeah, he's been blowing hot since yesterday.
He's also preparing for elections too. Federal government approves 722.3 million naira for 8 NDDC forensic auditors. That's almost a billion. 0.7 billion naira. Tola, we need to start our own company.
It also says the presidency to pay for forensic audit of 12,000 NDDC projects and fake OKs 722.3 million for 8 field auditors. Page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune.
It's a good money.
Field auditors.
Senate demands probe of $18 billion NLNG dividend to NNPC. There's money in this country. Page 18 of the Punch newspaper.
There's money in this country.
It's not naira. $18 billion.
The money keeps going around in circles. Some privileged few.
Wow.
Naira heads to 500 naira to dollar at parallel market.
Wow.
Page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right. It is where
500 naira to $1.
Okay. Federal government approves 10 billion naira palliative for transporters. Okay, so I hope there will be no. We'll see how the story goes out, because transporters, that word is general. Micro drivers, do they have access?
Is that going to include the air transporters? They've been crying.
Well, we need to know who is who there. Well, details of that on page 17 of the Punch newspaper.
AFDB will help Africa recover projected $409.8 billion COVID-19 losses. That's coming from additional page 6. Came from additional on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Wow, okay. EFCC saved us 4 billion naira on inauguration eve. Abdurazak, that's the governor of Kwara State. Page 9 of the Punch newspaper.
The story we talked yesterday about the quarter 2 GDP decline. The federal government came up with a defense, and guess what it was. What that defense was that we are still better off than some countries, and it says well, it's still better than what was forecast. That was the defense. It says Nigeria's quarter 2 GDP decline better than forecast, and that's coming from the presidency. Well, it's not as bad as we expected.
Somebody is going into the ditch. They are saying you are going to the ditch. At least I'm still standing.
I'm still standing. I'm not there yet.
All right. I hope they are doing something. Why they are defending, Votron, defender of the universe. Just make sure you are doing the right thing. If you like defend, seriously, I don't have any problem. Somebody is just getting paid to do his job as media. It's okay.
And they said something like that the decline is still better than what is happening when you do some of the world's largest economies.
How can we be comparing ourselves to UK now? UK, or to America, where the president signs check and gives to people in their rooms? Really? Nigeria, that PhD is applying for 20,000 naira job.
Come on. How can we even begin to think of comparing with those economies?
Talking about defense, APC defends Buhari as PDP alleges president deceiving Nigerians. Page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Also, it says Buhari's focus on 9-point agenda.
There's just a couple of people, who find their nests. If this place is good enough, I think I believe Baba. He knows what he's saying is on point. So if anybody is trying to turn from the right to the left, now saying voodoo economics, this one that we are saying, what is it? Nigeria Bureau of Statistics is a federal government establishment. It's not SDP or PDP or YPP. They came out with data, raw data, and said things are not looking well. Naira keeps galloping. You are saying I have to run better. You know that I better pass my neighbor now. That mentality
to manage the situation.
We'll be fine.
Best as they could.
We'll be all right. Last. Like some people will say. Okay. We'll fight states hiding behind COVID-19 to sack workers, says NLC. That's on page 7 of the Punch newspaper.
On politics, INEC to retain 2019 voter register for Edo election. And our violence continues. Gunshots at APC rally. AIG promises to deliver perfect election. That's on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Sounds nice, if you ask me. Sounds pretty nice. VC prepares Unilag for federal government special visitation panel. Vice Chancellor, the acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Goshola, right there, preparing for the federal government special visitation panel. Well, at least we're happy that peace is now back to that ivory tower. That's a good one. Page 11 of the Punch newspaper if you want details of that story.
And the pieces seem to be coming together. And it also says the federal government inaugurates 7-man panel on Unilag crisis. That's on page 29 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Interesting. Okay, taking this pandemonium as task force transport workers clash in Lagos. Pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. They are both tax collectors. they just have some disagreements. Both of them want to collect money from the same set of people.
The story wasn't too palatable.
It wasn't. It was not. It was not. It was bloody.
Lives were lost.
It was bloody. And I think that's avoidable anyway. They are working for the same government. Oh, sorry. Some are not directly working for government. So. All right, details of that on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Pandemonium as task force transport workers clash in Lagos.
An update on Ashodipe, the Akinle serial killer. I murdered another woman after I escaped from detention, says suspected Ibadan serial killer on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune.
We know. That directly confirms what the residents of Akinle said. That after they saw him, cited, and all that, it's obvious.
And it was a question of who would bail the cat when it was cited initially.
Looking at the young boy.
No, it was some very interesting stories yesterday about how the herbalist who was arrested along with him was the one that fortified him with charms that to enhance his escape. And they said the herbalist needed blood to kind of thrive, to actually keep up his sorcery, his powers of sorcery, and that was why he had to go and kill someone else again. Well, only God knows what the actual truth or what the actual story is.
The herbalist who has a lot of questions to answer.
Definitely.
I'm sure they are working for some people. All right. Okay. Farm guard fired shot that killed Oyo farmer's fiancé, says Commissioner of Police. Pictures speak of criminals arraigned or suspected criminals arraigned by the Nigerian Police Force Oyo State Command yesterday. Pictures speak. The notorious Shodipetu was among them. Details of this on page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
An update on the political developments in Mali. It says that Mali, Jonathan Brice-Buhari recommends 9 months interim government. That's page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Civilian?
This one
are we sure these military guys are willing to handle?
They've made themselves clear. They said they want to spend 3 years.
And somebody saying 20. Okay, we'll see how it goes.
The French are still not talking.
They won't talk, Tola. They won't. Trust me, they will not.
And nobody is asking them to talk.
But when it comes to taking action, they will take action. I'm pretty sure those military guys are not working alone.
Honestly, the French seem quite comfortable with what
they won't say anything for now, so that it will not look like they are affecting their sovereignty. But we all know, if you see people talking boldly and making demands, somebody is behind them. That's the truth. That's the truth. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, in a matter of days, you'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Whether we'll go for elections or to be the interim government, something will happen. Makinde heads PDP campaign council for Ondo governorship poll. That's our governor there. Page 26 of the Punch newspaper.
And aliens paying for illegal gold with arms in Zamfara, says Governor Matawale.
We know. It's not news. It's not news. That's one of the reasons why banditry thrived there.
First, it was amnesty, sitting down with bandits and taking.
That was one. Well, should we say he made a mistake? He probably was not well briefed. He thought by negotiating with them, people who are mining gold and cashing out, you want to give them money. How much will you give them? So it was obvious he could not pay them off. There is no, except he wants to open the old treasury of the state to be feeding them fat. They know what they are doing. As long as they are able to mine illegally, they will be fine.
Of course.
And they will come out in the evening and perpetuate trouble, go back into their enclaves, and
when they proceed from the gold, they will even buy more arms.
Thank you. Thank you. So I hope Mr. Governor of Zamfara State, Governor Matawale, is doing the right thing. Now he knows. Let's assume he does not know before. He didn't know before. Now he knows. So he should just do the right thing. Okay. The story about Amotekun is here. Southwest won't place Amotekun under police, says Akeredolu is also here. And we have church rape. Police parade Uniben students suspected killers. Page 11 of the Punch newspaper. The lady that was killed in the church. So they eventually apprehended suspected rapists and killers.
Now this also sounds good. Fani Kayode apologizes for calling journalists stupid.
Tola, you call that an apology? I've read it too. He posted a couple of tweets on Twitter and still made himself look good. All right.
He could have insisted that he was right to have called them stupid.
Okay.
And what was worrisome about the whole issue was the behavior of that journalist colleagues at that event.
They kept begging, right?
Honestly, and they started blaming their colleague. They were saying, "I see yourself," and I'm beginning to wonder.
It is well. There's, I mean, different angles on social media, people coming out bashing. I was surprised. So how did the journalists become the victim in all of this?
Oh.
You know, but then, of course, at the risk of us saying that we are trying to, you know, push our, you know, agenda here. That's why I said we should not talk about years ago.
He didn't even fire back at the former
He
minister.
did not. He did not. He just started apologizing almost immediately.
Oh.
You know, so how he became the victim, because I've seen a lot of narratives out there that I should need to have asked a stupid question. I say you are not different from Femi Fani-Kayode if you are saying that. Really. So everybody, some people just made him the victim and all that. I mean, you asked a question and somebody started, you know, attacking you and say, I will finish it. Really, that's a stupid question. Really, okay, you can decide not to answer now. He took it personal, and someone said, and his own opinion said, when you see people becoming defensive like that to a simple question, something is involved.
Definitely.
They suddenly become defensive and something is involved.
I'm going to journalist has some unverified information.
Of course.
Which he wanted the...
And you have a choice to either, you know, go along or you can even decide not to answer. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. You are a politician. You can decide not to answer, or you answer the question with another question. There are different ways of doing these things now. Different ways of handling it, and then you just go to the next person.
Or you simply say next question, please.
I mean, it's as simple as that. You do not necessarily have to attack, you know, the man, as it were. All right. Page 9 of the Punch newspaper. Let's take some DSS IPOB clash. Army places troops on high alert. These IPOB people must be very on top. IPOB Army. We need you more in the north, in the northwest, northeast,
in southern Kaduna.
Hey, it is well with IPOB.
And then pythons and crocodiles. Pythons will start dancing, crocodiles will start smiling.
Wow.
All in the name of dealing with IPO.
Well, in the same vein, you know, the same day the protest took place, JNI demands punishment of Southern Kaduna killers. Okay.
Hope we get to see the day. Now, open defecation ends in Nigeria by 2025, says Minister.
Maybe they'll build toilets for people.
Those of state capitals where that would be an Herculean task.
Yes. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. We know distance. So I mean, we know distance. Okay. The story is also here on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. Buhari receives Jonathan again, wants terrorists out of Mali. Okay, let's kick them out of Nigeria too, Mr. President. Can we? Yes, we can. We can. Nasarawa Assembly threatens arrest as Deputy Governor shuns invitation. Wait, you want to arrest the Deputy Governor?
Deputy Governor.
It is well. It is well in this country. You know, the headline just caught my attention. Nasarawa Assembly threatens arrest as Deputy Governor shuns invitation. Page 11 of the Punch newspaper.
Buhari suggests 12 months for final conclusion of criminal cases. Says judges should undergo test before appointment. Wants urgent radical reform in judiciary. That was President at the virtual conference of the NBA, where it was represented by Vice President Osinbajo.
Well, the story of the economy and the presidency saying we are fine, we are better off than some people is also here on page 17, Business and Economy page of the Punch newspaper. Shrinking economy, Nigeria's situation better than others, says presidency. It's all right. Okay. That's on page 17 of the Punch newspaper.
AFCC recovers another 130 million looted fund for Kwara. Page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And we have Shippers Council asks stakeholders to facilitate exports, while the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria laments costs of clearing goods and double taxation. Okay, the average importer now, It is well with them at the ports. Government to regulate high shipping charges. Customs agents have been shouting, and they're the ones talking here. But the Lagos Chamber of Commerce is saying, don't judge customs by revenue generation alone. Okay, it seems they are seeing something right there.
More stories from across the seas. 2 killed in third night of U.S. unrest as billionaire Trump makes plea for racial harmony. Rwanda uses arrest warrant for genocide suspect in France. And Mali suspended from Francophone organization. We also have China-U.S. tensions raise Taiwan conflict fears. Stories on the international scene on this morning.
Okay, stories from across the world there. Shall we go to sports before we... okay, some politics here. APC PDP trade words over thugs invasion of Edo rally ground. You also have Akeredolu's rule will end in October, says Jegede. And we have new commissioners, advisors will bring new ideas. That's Ekiti State. The governor has sworn in new commissioners. We have Edo Assembly factions clash over commissioner nominees, orders clearance. Okay, that's about that. We'll go to sports.
Right. Don't play for England. Fashanu wants Saka.
From experience now.
Well.
From experience.
Well, he says that doesn't want him making the same mistake.
Exactly. He's speaking from experience. Just rubbish the career. Come on, wear green, white, green. Yes, there might not be plenty money, but at least the pride of that you've played for your country. Don't let them. So, Saka, have you heard? Uncle is talking to you from experience. Please don't make the same mistake. Osimhen unveiled, ready for Napoli challenge. And we have fans thrilled as England snub Saka. Yeah. Come and wear green. You'll be fine. Nwakeme placed down Fenerbahce move. And we have coaches applaud Egbo after UCL exit. Chilwell joins Chelsea. That's about that from here.
Okay, is a set for Crystal Palace medicals, and of this one, Odola can build city around Mercy, says Rivaldo.
All right. Time check 6:55 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. We'll take a couple of stories and then we'll open the phone lines. Don't go anywhere. We'll start with the meat of the news. I think there's one Amotekun story in front of you. Let's start with that.
Amotekun won't be subsumed under community police, says Akeredolu Makinde. Now stop misleading presidency about Amotekun. OPC tells Garba Shehu. 2 governors of the southwest states, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State and Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, have said the security outfit created in the region, Amotekun, will not be subsumed under the community policing arrangement of the federal government. Now, while Governor Akeredolu spoke during a live program on Channel Television's program Sunrise Daily, monitored by the Nigerian Tribune in Akure, Governor Makinde spoke during a meeting with chairmen of local government areas, LGAs, and local council development areas, LCDAs, at the state secretariat, Ibadan. The governor's position also came just as the Odua People's Congress, OPC, hit back at the senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Madam Garba Shehu, over his comments on the structure of the security outfit. Governor Akeredolu disclosed that Operation Amotekun would operate on its own within the confines of the law that established it, adding that those who are not comfortable with the decision should approach the court. I said it will never be accepted. It is not in our thinking. We have a law that sets this up. There is always a place for us to ventilate it. We are not afraid of this. The law says Amotekun will operate under its own law. It is not going to be subsumed under any setup. No. We'll work together, not that it will be subsumed. Now that's instructive. So we'll work together, not that.
And that's
it
right.
Will be subsumed. Amotekun won't be subsumed under community police, says Akeredolu Makinde.
That's the way it should be.
Well, I want to think that the federal government is also still emitting the fears of a probable hijack of Amotekun. by politicians, and that's the reason for this maneuvering, which I would call it.
But Tola, permit me, whose idea was it? Was it not from the governors?
From the governors.
So they are not hijacking it. You don't hijack what is yours. It's yours, the idea all along, anyway.
Well, the federal government seems to be seeing a political tool or a tool that would be making a statement towards the practicability of the controversial matter of restructuring. But honestly, I think the Southwest governments have made themselves clear enough, well, like you said. And with this much heat and controversy, it's not very likely that any politician would be able to successfully hijack Amotekun. Now, apart from the eyes of those in authority at the center, the eyes of the public is also an Amotekun, and they would very much have to be accountable. Now the federal government needs to realize, what the federal government needs to realize is that in more practical terms, that there is a security problem across the regions.
Clearly.
And it is in the best interest of each region to have a security outfit that would serve as complement to the conventional security agencies on an independent operational level. The components of community policing would in the long run still end up being somewhat centralized with the hands and fingers of the IGP, and would end up still not solving the initial problem. And also, well, a word for the Southwest governors, what is worrisome is this security bailout they are asking for, going cap in hands to the federal government that cannot, I would say, really be trusted over its disposition to Amotekun. You know, somebody was asking yesterday the difference, a story from Ogun State yesterday, and somebody was asking the difference between security bailout and security votes. and the answer was that, well, security votes is what the states have already earmarked, still coming from the federal government to take care of security in their states. And the security bailout is what they are now asking for.
Exactly.
The security votes are there. Indeed, if the states are short of funds, well, I'm not in government, but can this be channeled to things such as Amotekun?
It should be. It should be. Some people believe that funding for Operation Bust during the Ajimobi era was from security votes. I don't know. I'm just saying some people believed or said that was from it. So, and the same Operation Bust actually is still in operation. They are still working. So it's not impossible that the same thing continues, that when the fund comes, you just allow those people do their job. And don't also forget, aside Operation Bust, His Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde also launched another code, and he bought a set of cars, and they have security agents in there. So all these things require money. So it's safe to assume that probably that is where the security fund is going. I don't know. I'm just saying that the security votes now, maybe that is where it is going. But now Amotekun is a whole new ball entirely. You're going to be having people in uniforms, not policemen, not soldiers, not NSCDC now. And they'll be trained, they'll be equipped. They will also need cars or trucks, as the case may be. This requires money, especially when you are just starting.
And they need good weapons too.
Exactly. I mean, the police already have their rifles, soldiers already have, but these ones you will need to buy. So starting off will require money. Let's face it. It will, and it's not the kind of money that you pay for Operation Boss. No, not that kind.
The magnitude of the challenges at hand.
Exactly. I mean, security is no brainer. In Nigeria today, we know that if they say one of our number one problem aside economy, which is becoming rearing its ugly head, security is a major challenge across the nation. So if you are coming up with initiatives to help combat this, it's welcome.
Honestly, ethnicity politics aside, I think the federal government should be glad to get to have all the help it can get at this time when it comes to security measures. The federal government itself is overstretched at the moment.
They know. But just like you said, the distrust from state actors, I mean at the federal level, that will this governor not take it over, they will now begin to run. But I think the major fear, if you ask me, from a lot of people is the fact that if you allow governors have their own apparatus, it will be hard to use federal might on them, especially during elections. with due respect to the president, the day he hosted northern governors in the villa, and he made that statement that, I can see opposition people sitting here in that election that brought you in. We could have used the military.
If we want to.
Anytime I look back at that statement, I shake my head for Nigeria. He said they didn't do it, which means they could have done it. So we can continue to mention names here. Kogi, Oshun. We know these things, except we just want to lie to ourselves. We know where these things happen. Okay? And so the fear is that if you allow state governments have access to their own, machinery, security apparatus, that issue of some people coming from Abuja to come and take over would be hard.
But how powerful is Amotekun going to be? I think the structure of Amotekun, the way it is structured, would make such virtually impossible. I mean, for Amotekun to grow into that kind of an albatross so that won't be able to confront the security agencies of
Tola,
if need be.
We've gone through this path before. Did you know how powerful OPC got? Until Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was forced to cut their wings.
Yes, even with their ragtag weapons.
So that's what can happen. And I think for whatever reasons, the federal government might have a point, but then we know currently in Nigeria we need every possible help we can get on security. Killings like what's happening in Akinyele and the likes, or what happened in Akinyele and happening around, even in Ogun State too. There was a serial killer on the pro. Those ones we read it yesterday. They had to decide, some people caught him and they said he died and all that. So it's not just an Oyo State thing, it's not just an Ogun State thing, it's not just even an Osun State thing, it's happening across the country. People have access to weapons, a lot of people are just getting away with things. We need to do better on security. So I'm for Amotekun, any day.
And there's also the fear that we could, the long run, mischievous people who could come up with fake Amotekun.
Well, the state government will have to work on that to ensure that they know the original ones from the fake ones. Let's take this story before we open the phone lines. We'll do for commercial break. When we're back, we'll take more stories. Don't go anywhere.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. It's the Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Time check 7:06 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. We'll take a couple more stories and then we'll open the phone lines. Keep the comments coming. I can see them dropping on Facebook and Twitter. If you're going to be tweeting, please use hashtag conversation or type directly under, as a follow-up to the live stream. Thank you so much. Federal government 774,000 unskilled 20,000 naira jobs, 4 PhD, 200 master's holders apply. Senate tackles Keyamo again on slots. The Senate berated the Minister of State for Employment, Labor and Productivity, Mr. Festus Keyamo, SAN, again on Wednesday over the recruitment of 774,000 Nigerians for the federal government's Special Public Works Program. Spokesperson for the Senate, Dr. Ajibola Bashiru, in an interview with The Punch, described as false a claim by the minister that each member of the National Assembly was given 30 slots in the ongoing nationwide public works recruitment. As the Senate condemned Keyamo, the Ogun State Chairman of Special Works Public Works, Senator Gbenga Obadara, in an interview with The Punch, said 4 doctoral and 200 master's degree holders were among applicants in the state. I was going to say it, so it's just one state. I have that data from. Recall that the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired a few months ago, approved the employment of 774,000 workers as part of efforts to cushion the economic hardship caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Under the program, Nigerians who will be unskilled workers will earn 20,000 naira each on a monthly basis for just 3 months. This job is just 3 months, so in case people don't know, 3 months. Okay, under the program, at least 1,000 workers will be recruited from each of the 774 local government areas of the country. The program ran into each last month when the National Assembly and Keyamo disagreed over who should handle the recruitment. The senators had insisted that the program should be handled by the National Directorate of Employment. We didn't beg for slots. We were not given any. Senate tells Keyamo. And we also have Sokoto takes forms to applicants' homes. Wow. VIP. In Sokoto State, it was gathered that the committee had to take recruitment forms to applicants' homes and persuade them to apply. Wow. A member of the recruitment committee, Akibu Dalhato, who spoke to one of our correspondents, said, after the senatorial inauguration, what we have recently embarked on is visitation to local government areas headquarters to sensitize would-be applicants. After the sensitization, we gave interested applicants the forms to fill for their possible engagement. The Katsina State Chairman of the Implementation Committee, Alhaji Musa Magaji, said the committee had written stakeholders, including the Christian Association of Nigeria and Jamaatul Nasir Islam, who would submit names of beneficiaries. It is well. 20,000 apply for Gombe's 11,000 jobs. Very small.
11,000.
Wow. But the Gombe State Coordinator of National Directorate of Employment, Hassan Mustafa, in a chat with the Punch, said over 20,000 people had applied in the state. Mustafa added that the state had 11,000 slots. Since we're expecting 11,000, that is 1,000 per the 11 local government area. But over 20,000 already applied. Wow. Federal government 774,000 unskilled, 20,000 jobs. 4 PhD, 200 master's holders apply in Ogun State. Senate tackles Keyamo on slots. This is pathetic.
You know, the story about the PhD holders, I almost thought it was going to come from Ekiti State. That's where you have.
This is Ogun State.
It's Ogun State.
I mean.
And it also goes to show that even if we had a social empowerment scheme for a functional social empowerment scheme for the unemployed in this country, it would already be overstretched. Clearly. Definitely.
Clearly.
And that's talking 60,000 naira in 3 months, just for 3 months.
20,000 naira per month. It's when people say, is that even a job? It's not. I don't consider it a job. What you get to do for just 3 months.
And the politicians are gleefully celebrating this as if.
Let's open the phone lines. 08055009850. 08055009850. Join the discussion. Wow. Adioti Kunle S on Facebook saying, good morning, so Diane Tola. The Nigerian police Oyo State should be held responsible for the recent killing by Sunday Shodipo because they facilitated his escape by their lackadaisical attitude. Well, let's forgive them. At least he has been arrested.
The boy said it was voodoo.
You know, and it says the federal government saying Nigeria's situation is better is a lie. It clearly shows that FG is not seeing what the yearnings of the people. Have a nice day. Adios Kunle from his saying. Let's go to the phone lines.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you doing?
This is Haruna from Odoro, Gumosho.
You are welcome. We greet you.
I want to add to my name today.
Okay.
I will be Amotekun Haruna from Odoro, Gumosho.
You are highly cited.
Yes, I can. That was so nice.
Good morning. Thank you. It was fine.
You said something when you started the conversation before that you may likely set up your own company, you and Tola.
Is it not for us
I
to
want
make
to
money?
be one of the shareholders, so.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you include my name.
Noted.
And on the issue of the Amotekun, sir, you can see when you have a very good idea, sooner or later, people will start saying that they want to hijack the good things you are doing. God bless the Southwest government. Bye-bye. Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much, Aruna. The phone line is open. 08055009850. That's the number to join the conversation. 08055009850. Someone is here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yes, this is Atika Bola from Gumosho.
Nice to have you. Go ahead with your comment briefly, sir.
On the issue of this 704,000 jobs, you want to employ Nigerians. Then I want to advise the federal government. Instead of listening to court for Hamla, between the Senate and Kayamo, why can't they use this money for the IDP camp? What people are suffering? Instead of this 3 month job, Let them use the money for this IDP. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Agbela. Some people are waiting for that job.
That sounds like a good idea.
It's a good idea. Well, some people are waiting for it too. And politicians who want to score cheap points. The phone line is open. 080-550-9850.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
You're on. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Huh? Mr. Tiago.
Oh, that must be Mr. Falado. Nice to have you, sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
Clearly. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. I always like to restrict myself from discussing politics, but don't forget that everybody is a political animal. When the PDP was attacking APC, they are just attacking themselves. Personally. So, we knew what PDP did to the government of this country when they are in power. The same thing. APC was doing the same thing now. APC was happy there, looking for people's sympathy. APC was doing the same thing now. So I want to agree with Chief Oluyole. There is no political party in Nigeria. You cannot distinguish between conservative, progressive. They have the same thing. Let us not deceive ourselves. One will just be biased to be saying that this is this is good, this is bad. That's the same thing. In fact, political system in Nigeria is very laughable. Very laughable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Falado. Towing the line of Chief Oluyole right there.
Mr. Falado is talking about the difference between 6 and half a dozen.
Same. same. They live on Sesame Street. Adiola Sunday on Facebook. You say, good morning, Tola and I. On Amotekun, who is doing recruitments? Who is commanding? He who recruits and finance must command. Thank you. Adiola Sunday from Shaki. We go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Mr. Tola.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Baishala calling from Okaka.
Oh, nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Please, I want to say something about this job thing. How true is this? I heard from the last the information I got that during the TESCOM exam in Oluyole State, there were 400 applied in the exam. In the examination.
Yes, it's true.
And I don't know how true
it is. It was released by themselves. It was released by TESCOM.
Okay. And let me tell you again, this job thing is getting worse in Nigeria every day. Whereby as much as 10,000 of police jobs, you will see graduates, the people that are supposed to be in good position. But our government are not caring enough. They are not doing best enough to promote this job thing in Nigeria. So, and secondly, I want to say something about these northern slots. Whatever anything happens in this country, the northerners or the north side are supposed they are the ones that will benefit from this thing. First, by VIP, VIP assessment. In terms of if you look about the COVID-19 also, whereby some people are expecting money back in your state. All the north, most of the northern state have gotten it from the palliative thing.
That's an assumption, sir. You are assuming that the north are better off.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. It's an allegation which is unfounded. No. Let's not do the north and south thing. Nigeria is generally in problem. We have issues generally. It's not about a region. We'll do for a commercial break. Let's go on the break. When we're back, more stories.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Conversation with Dio and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yes, good morning, Dio and Tola.
Good morning.
Dr. Mrs. Ige.
From Ogbomoso.
Good morning, ma.
Thank you very much. Yeah. On this Amotekun issue, I've been saying it about how this system should be up and running. Delay is dangerous. Because if we say too long, or what do they do, who is doing this and all that, before you know it, FGM may just hijack it. And we may not get what we've been expecting from me. So I want to implore our governors, the southwestern governors, to please rise up quickly, back this thing with good law, and let it work. And nobody should subsume it. It has its own autonomy. And that is the beauty of it. The autonomy is what we need so that they can, this COP can work for us. So they shouldn't yield to any pressures from federal government, please. And because I've been thinking about it, I think the startup is too slow. You understand? If you have this COP running, look at the case in Oluyole, it should have been caught. So please let them just get up and running and do it properly. They've been mentioning names of commanders here and there. Let this system run. Thank you. And also, I mean, the news about the PhD holders in Ogun State running after this 3-month job, 20,000 naira worth, is so pathetic and sickening and disheartening. This country, I don't know where we are heading. And is it for the same job that they are running after people in Sokoto? Is it for the same job?
Same job.
Same job.
Can you imagine? This is George Orwell's Animal Farm. It is well.
Wow, thank you so much.
About the police on IPOP. Why are they so keen on IPOP revolution now? They don't do what they are supposed to do. They know where they are needed. They should leave these people alone. This is a democracy. People should be able to talk. They should be able to express themselves. Why are they sibling everybody? Okay. Any little thing from IPOP, they will be on their toes and be running up and down. They should please stop this nonsense.
All right.
And FFK, I saw that video. I never even knew the questions the man asked. And like Tola said, one of the colleagues was saying, see your life, see your life. I was just telling my husband, what is this one saying? So journalists can't ask questions again. Even from they asking questions, Pata will keep quiet or make a face. What about you? He overdid it.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Well, thank you very much.
We really appreciate it. Well, at the risk of sounding of being the devil's advocate, IPOB has been prescribed. Don't come for me. Christian Bola Adio on Facebook. I say good morning, Mr. Dayan Tola. I like your conversation. For a lawyer like FFK and ex-minister, what he did was wrong. Next time, so should not happen from him again because I was one of his fans. Oh, sorry. Fall my hand. Okay, sorry. It has happened. Ismail Lukman. I say good morning, Sam Dayan Tola. Thank you so much. As a fan from Ukefia, Oshogbo, thank you so much. Ajia Agbomojo Wulewa is saying good morning. Thanks to the federal government on the transport palliative. But this palliative is not calculating. No. Please, when we school, especially the institutions, resume so that all of us, all things can come back to normal. Brilliant point made there, Ajia. Brilliant point. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Nice to have you, Prince.
I want to briefly comment on what President Muhammadu Buhari has said concerning the situation of this country. He said the situation of the country is clear and better. I'm telling you, the situation we are facing in this country recently now is not clear and better. What is better and clear about the country situation now? Look at our economy. The economy is changing daily. Unemployment is there. Our social life is not encouraging at all. Talk of our political situation. It's just a milestone. I want to advise the president to please, that the sake of the life of the people, they should find some way by which the life of people is better. That's my solution.
Thank you so much, Prince Adiremi. Actually, it was his media aide. Of course, he speaks for the president, so you can always say it's the president that said it. It was his SA media, Mr. Femi Adesina, that made that comment. And wow, he got on the wrong side of people. People attacked him seriously on social media for saying that you are comparing us to UK. Really? They are graduating now. Their schools are graduating. The chairman of ASU, his son graduated in UK. They are sharing picture. Also, it's a strike in Nigeria. How can you say we are better? Sheye Adeleke, Sheyetronics. Good morning, guys. Is on Facebook. I wonder why the federal government just loves to eat up the polity by leaving the ete and killing Lapalapa. What concerns them with Amotekun again? Since they didn't succeed in stopping the establishment, they are trying now to hijack it. They can't and won't succeed. Okay. Good morning, Mr. DNC. There's serious poverty in our land. PhD applying for 20,000 naira salary paid job for 3 months. Oh, go. Hope our government is seeing this. Olorun wow, too sure. Thank you. Matthew Olalero, good morning, DNT. For PhD applying for casual work, that is serious. This is Nigeria for you. Yes, so from Ilero. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello. Good morning.
We didn't get your name, sir. You will have to call us back. That line is not clear. Please call us back. We can't hear you. Please do well to call us back. 080-550-09850. That's the number to join the conversation. 080-550-09850. Someone else is here.
Hello, good morning.
Still muffled.
Oh,
better. Yeah, Masura, go ahead.
Well, we return to Nigeria.
Amen.
Yes, firstly, I thank those that talk about Amotekun case. Secondly, I don't know what we are doing in Nigeria. Because the graduates apply for 20,000 naira just 3 months. Oh, God. I'm not happy today when I hear the news.
All right. Thank you, Yamosura. Really appreciate you for your comment. Okay. It's pathetic. You know what it costs to go through first degree, second degree, and then do PhD? And then you'll be lining up for 20K.
Some people say you should take the option of trade and vocational skill. But
PhD, they'll go and learn vocation after.
Honestly, I went to school because I did not want to learn a trade in the first instance.
Thank you.
I didn't want to be a mechanic. I didn't want to be a barber. I didn't want to be.
Pathetic.
Not that those jobs are bad, but for God's sake, I wanted something better. That's why I went to school.
That's it. Let's take more calls.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Honorable Salami Abiodun from Oje.
Nice to have you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit. I don't know what to say about our people in this country. How can a PhD holder go and apply for a job of 20,000 naira? I don't know. Because you can get a PhD, you know how much you are going to spend. So if you are using that money, the money that you use to pursue master's, PhD, you cannot use it to do business here and make money. If you want to say something, and that was my father told me when I graduated. He said, if your knowledge cannot empower you, your certificate is useless, my son. And I've been living on that up now. So our people, I'm disappointed in the of our people. They used to you hear no job. And people are not ready to people give them the job. They will not even do it. So please, I don't know. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you, Honorable Salam from Oje. Okay.
We're talking about alternative skill acquisition there.
Even called from Oje, you know, business acumen and all that. You can't be sitting down there and saying you're looking for white collar, but that's another angle to the whole story. Anyway,
that way of looking at it anyway.
Yeah, let's pick a couple more calls before we go.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tola.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Sanjay Matoso, CSO from Adulojis on the line.
Nice to have you, CSO.
You see, the former minister, as far as I'm concerned, the apology is not accepted.
Oh.
You should pay some ransom to that man.
Okay.
Because a speech is 5 million, so let him compensate that man with 3 million.
Okay.
And about Amateku. Amateku should start work now or never. Yes, so from Adroji.
Thank you, CSO. Well, straight to the point, like a military guy. 8 which is 5 million. If you pay, even pay the 5 million,
that guy should get 5 million.
But CSO was okay. He said 3 million. Yes, man. Thank you, CSO, for bringing that hope. I'm sure the young man will get some. That's the show today. We have to go. Boluaji is here. Till tomorrow when we come your way again. I remain Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola.
Don't go anywhere. Up next, Spotted Bits.
Stay powered up and keep the chats and apps going from sunrise to sunset with an all-day battery. Store up to 3,000 songs from all your favorite artists or 13 hours of high-definition videos thanks to lighter apps from the Android Go edition. So you can stay entertained all day, every day. The new Nokia C2 has all these and more from 29,000 Naira. Nokia smartphones, it just keeps getting better.
Now for ATM stand, it didn't happen. No. Now so this stranger collect my ATM card, say he won't help me. As he turns sneeze, I say he don't quick change my card.
Baba, oh yeah, type your PIN.
And as I did type am, I don't know say he did wash me. Now so my correct PIN no work with the fake card where he give me. Oh,
Baba, you know what you go do? Go explain, give that security. I go wait here for you, no worry.
Before I return, the stranger don't work out. Now so money for my account also start to dey waka.
My people, I beg, no gree make any stranger around ATM help you. If you need help, ask the ATM security people wey wear uniform. Stanbic IBTC, it can be.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. I already know that is sport time right here on Oluyole at 98.5 FM. My name is Boluaji Ogumla. You know how we do it? We simply break the news first before others will come in the morning, bring you the latest, the hottest, and of course, the juiciest news that you can only get on this radio dial. Today, I call your friend. That, of course, the show is live on www.bsws.tv/listen or watch the live stream on Facebook and of course on Twitter and Facebook. We are at Oluyole 98.5 FM and on Twitter we are at Oluyole FM. This morning we've got a lot of grounds to cover, but before we hit the ground running, let me go on my first commercial break this morning, and when we return we've been starting from the local scene.
Mikolo, my engine sounds like brand new. Is it not the same Mobile Super 1000 you used to service it?
Not the same Mobile Super 1000, but levels don't change.
Yes! Mobile Super 1000 XHP is now improved to meet the highest standard of quality APISN. So, whether you buy Mobile Super 1000 XHP, Mobile Super 2000 semi-synthetic, or even the new fully synthetic Mobile Super 3000, you are guaranteed the APISN perfection in every drop.
Make it mobile. Reload.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ rẹ lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú ìṣara lóore mọ́ọ̀tì, mílíkì àti kòkó àti tọ́wọ́ mílò tó ládùn.
From Nestle.
Welcome back, listening to Spotted Beat on Oluyole at 98.5 FM, the Trailblazer, the best in the West. Yes, we are the pride of the nation, and massive shout out to listeners on Agility FM 92.1 and Okyogun FM 96.3. Let's hit the ground running this morning, starting from Port Harcourt, where Rivers United coach Stanley Eguma has said that the experience of newly signed goalkeeper Theophilus Afelohi and centre back Ifeanyi Anemina will come in handy for his team when they compete on the continent come next next season. Eguma's team, who are built to play in the 2020-2021 CAF Confederations Cup after finishing third in the aborted 2019-2020 MPFL season on Tuesday, completed the marquee acquisition of season campaigners Afelokai and Amnamena from Eyimba to bolster their team. The duo were part of Eyimba's side that reached the semi-finals of the 2018 CAF Confederations Cup and also helped the People's Elephant, that's Eyimba, claim a record 8 MPFL title just last year. They also played Kiros as the two-time African champions advanced to the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederations Cup earlier this year, losing to Guinean side Oluyole FC over 2 legs. Let's listen to the voice of Stanley Eguma speaking on the two acquisitions.
Ifeanyi and Felukai, they are good players, Having followed them up in the league so far, they have a lot of experience. They've been in the continent playing with Eyimba for some years now. And I think coming to Rivers United will be a big plus for Rivers United team that is going to compete in the continent. And these players, they are very disciplined. And they are also very hard-working players, I feel like I was with me in the under-23 national team some years back. And I monitored his activities and his performance. I know that he's a very good goalkeeper, and that is one of the reasons why I went for him. And again, if I remember too, from the time of Giwa, when he was playing for Giwa, I also monitored him all through to Eyimba. Today, I think he too is a very good player who has a lot of experience. I think this experience will help Rivers United team for the upcoming continental competition.
I can confirm that the two players didn't come cheap for Rivers United, as I understand that the players will be paid nothing less than 1 million naira every month. Yes, it sounds strange, the MPFL, right? Well, that's the situation when you bring in experienced players who have won almost everything as far as Nigerian football is concerned. Moving straight to Kano this morning, where Kano players head coach Ibrahim Musa says that the ongoing restrictions on professional football in Nigeria is doing a lot of harm to football in Nigeria, and also puts clubs like Kano Pillars who will compete on the continent next season at a severe disadvantage. Pillars will play in next season's CAF Confederations Cup for the first time in their history after they were put forward as one of Nigeria's 2 representatives following the curtailing of the 2019-2020 MPFL season. They will be joined by Rivers United, while Plateau United and Eyimba will play in the CAF Champions League. The clubs have, however, been unable to hold any sort of preparations for their upcoming campaigns on the continent owing to the ban on the domestic football, which has been in place since the 18th of March because of the pandemic. And Musa has called for the situation to change immediately, considering the fact that other countries across Africa are already allowing training to take place. Musa is particularly frustrated by the inability to access his squad, organize a precision training program, or even hold trials for prospective signings. Musa is on the show this lovely morning.
I'm appealing to our federation and the federal government because of this corona issue to allow all Nigerian teams to start training, especially this team that qualify for the continent. Because CAP is not excuse to CAP, and they will not wait for any team in Nigeria to excuse to say so we are not training. So CAP will continue their program. So we are not training, we are not in the competition, we are not doing anything, no friendlies. So it will get problem to our team if you participate in the Cup and the Champions League. It will give us problem because we are not doing anything.
That was Kano Pillars head coach Ibrahim Musa speaking on the restriction on football in Nigeria. You remember that Nigeria's federal government recently lifted restrictions on non-contact sports, but has yet to outline plans for the resumption of football, even though restrictions have been lifted on most of other activities involving crowds, and with several African countries, including Egypt, Morocco, and South Africa, having resumed domestic football competitions. Musa believes that potential opponents already have a head start, which places Nigerian clubs at a significant disadvantage. Moving on this morning, ahead of the 2020-2021 season of the Nigerian National League, and in a renewed effort to ensure that lives of players and officials are adequately protected, the NNL has renewed out strong medical dictates to safeguard the fitness of the participating personnel on and off the pitch of play. According to NNL Chief Operating Officer Mr. Emmanuel Adesanya, well, this become imperative considering recent incidences of deaths recorded on the field of play and prevailing COVID-19 pandemic. Or the NNL clubs who have been told that they must carry out medical examination on all contract players and coaches and have medical records of which shall be made available for inspection by authorized representatives of the league body. The club should also make available players' medical record to other clubs during negotiations and transfers for such teams. The clubs are also to maintain a medical insurance scheme approved by the Nigerian National League. Compulsory first aid medical services at each match venue is not important, with clubs and their state football associations providing stretchers and ambulances well equipped with basic medical gadgets. Clubs will present certificates of medical fitness of all players and coaching cabinets. Such certificates must be endorsed by a doctor with his contact details from a reputable and designated government-owned medical centers in their state. Additionally, however, non-compliance by clubs will not be treated with kids' gloves. Well, yesterday, Osimhen was unveiled as a Napoli player, and there he explained how he was able to actually complete that big move to Napoli. In his words, and I quote, "The president and the coach wanted me strongly. They talked to me a lot even before coming here." That's talking about him this lovely man. He said they spoke to him pretty well, and of course that was what convinced him to actually join the club. He said for him they were both like a father because they gave him so much advice that he needed as a young man. He has promised not to let them down and do everything possible to take Napoli to the next level, most especially to help them pick up a Champions League ticket come next season. For Nigerian midfielder Onazi, we understand, has joined Syria newcomers Croton on a 3-year deal. Onazi joined the club on a free transfer after cutting ties with his former side Danilispor earlier in the year. The 27-year-old terminated his contract with Danilispor over unpaid wages. He will play alongside national team compatriot and striker Simi Nwanko, who was with him at the 2018 World Cup in Russia and finished as top scorer in Serie B just last season. And Johnny Mikel, while he actually announced his return to English football by scoring his first goal for Stoke City in his first preseason game on Tuesday. And that's a strong message to everyone that Johnny Mikel is actually back, very strong and better. While heading straight away from the world of football, let's talk about the NBA. The NBA postponed its schedule of playoffs games on Wednesday after the Milwaukee Bucks boycotted their game against the Orlando Magic in protest at the police shooting of an unarmed black man. The league said in a statement that all three games, as the Milwaukee versus Orlando, Houston Rockets versus Oklahoma City Thunders, and LA Lakers versus Portland Trail Blazers, would not take place yesterday. According to them, the NBA and the National Basketball Players Association announced that in light of the Milwaukee Bucks' decision to not take the floor today for Game 5 against the Orlando Magic, today's 3 games have been postponed. Well, we understand that the games will now be rescheduled, but the good news is that the black man that was shot actually did not die, but he had the lower part of his body paralyzed. Well, not a very good one coming from the United States at this period. Well, away from that, let's move straight to the world of football and talking the Women's Champions League, where Wendy Renard secured a record night appearance in the Women's Champions League final for Lyon, with the winner against the Paris Saint-Germain in Bilbao yesterday. France centre-back Renard headed in from a free kick after Grace Gayoro was sent off for Paris Saint-Germain. Lyon's England forward Nikita Paris was then also shown a yellow card as both teams were reduced to 10 players in the San Menas. While the French side, who won 2-1 yesterday as Lyon, will now face Wolfsburg in Sunday's finals in San Sebastian. That's talking about the women's UEFA Champions League. And in the qualifying stage of the UEFA Champions League for men yesterday, it was a huge shocker. Celtic's hopes of reaching the Champions League group stages were ended after they crashed to a 2-1 home defeat to Hungarian champions Ferencváros in the second qualifying round at Celtic Park yesterday. 2 seasons ago, it was AEK Athens, while last season it was Cluj, and Celtic may now have to negotiate the third qualifying round and a playoff to reach the group stage of the second-tier club competition in Europe, that's the Europa League. And as we all know, that right now it's all about transfers across Europe, and clubs are already making moves, signing players. Yesterday, Chelsea signed left back Ben Chilwell from Leicester City on a 5-year deal for a fee believed to be worth £50 million. Leicester City and Chelsea confirmed the transfer on their website yesterday. Chilwell is the top player to join Chelsea ahead of next season after the arrivals of winger Hakim Ziyech, who is 27 from Ajax, and striker Timo Werner, who is 24 from RB Leipzig. The 23-year-old is a Leicester Academy product who made his debut for the club in 2015 and had a contract with the Foxes until 2024. He missed the final 5 matches of the 2019-2020 season with a foot injury. Chilwell made a total of 123 appearances for Leicester City and scored 4 goals, 3 of them coming in the Premier League just last season. Well, also yesterday, goalkeeper Dean Henderson signed a new long-term contract with Manchester United. The Premier League club announced that yesterday. The 23-year-old Henderson included in Gareth Southgate's senior England squad for next month's Nations League games against Iceland and Denmark, has spent the past 2 seasons on loan at Sheffield United. But according to United, yes, it was a delight to announce that Dean has signed a new contract with the club, which will keep him at the club until June of 2025. Henderson made 86 appearances in total for the Blades after joining them in 2018, helping them win promotion to the Premier League and then secure a 9th placed finish in the top flight just last season. Henderson, who joined United at the age of 14, confirmed earlier this month that he would not be staying for a further season with the Blades, who have signed goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale from Bournemouth United. Well, not just that, yesterday, Jamie Vardy also signed a 1-year contract extension with Leicester City that will take him beyond his 36th birthday. The club announced yesterday the Foxes have rewarded the striker after his goals. He scored 23 goals to claim the Premier League's Golden Boots just last season. The deal will take Vardy, who is now 33, to the end of the 2023 season. The forward was signed from then non-league side Fleetwood Town in 2012. And he scored 129 goals in 309 appearances for Leicester City and is 4th on the club's all-time scoring chart. Leicester City finished 5th in the Premier League and will play in the Europa League come next season. Midfielder James Maddison signed a new 4-year deal this week, and Mendy also agreed a contract extension with the club. All right, away from England, let's head straight to Spain and talk about one man who everyone has been talking about for the past 1 week. No other person but Lionel Andres Messi, who yesterday missed that training as Barcelona resumed pre-season activities. But of course, according to their new sporting director Raymond Plains, he said that Lionel Messi told the club coaches that he would not be available for training yesterday. Messi dropped a bombshell just on Tuesday that he wants to leave the club that he has been with since about 20 years ago when he was just 13 years. Well, according to their new director, that's Plains, he said, and I quote, Messi informed us that he was not going to show up for training, but all exchanges, all discussions will remain between Lionel Messi and the club. And of course, Plains took over from Eric Abidal, who was actually sacked a day after manager Sentien was released following the humiliation in the hands of Bayern Munich 8-2 last week in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. And plans continue to insist that the club wants Lionel Messi to stay. But with everything happening now, it looks like Lionel Messi has his heart out of the club. And rumors has it that Lionel Messi has reportedly already been in touch with Pep Guardiola over a possible switch from Barcelona to Manchester City this summer. City are among the contenders to sign Lionel Messi after he allegedly handed a formal transfer request on Tuesday. The Argentine international enjoyed illustrious success on playing under Pep Guardiola at Barcelona between 2008 and 2012, winning 4 of his 6 Ballon d'Or during that period. Well, we understand that Messi's father has been in touch with Pep Guardiola about reuniting at the Etihad Stadium in the coming weeks. Messi's contract stipulated that he could leave on a free transfer this summer, but Barcelona insists that particular clause expired in June, and it may not be a case of City waiting 12 more months. Well, it's looking like a rough transfer saga already, but of course, trust us here, we'll continue to bring you updates as far as Lionel Messi's situation is actually concerned. While away from that, let's return back to football here in Nigeria, where in fulfillment of the promise made a year ago that the nation's sporting facilities will be revived, Minister of Youth and Sport Development in Nigeria, Sunday Dare, yesterday flagged off the handed over the pitch of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, to the Dangote Group for the commencement of rehabilitation by a construction firm. The rehabilitation, we understand, will be done within 24 weeks. And speaking at the handing over ceremony yesterday, Mr. Dare asserted that the promise made on resumption of office a year ago that the pitch and indeed other facilities will be revived in line with the ministry's policy of adopt a campaign. And with that, that particular innovation will start as soon as possible. In fact, it started yesterday. I understand in the next 24 weeks, it will be handed over back to the Nigerian government. Mr. Dare commended Alhaji Aliko Dangote and his group for believing in the vision of the ministry by agreeing to partner with it to restore the fading glory of that particular edifice. Well, let's hope that they will do a very good job at that particular edifice, and hopefully the Super Eagles of Nigeria will return to that stadium and of course play football once again. Well. That'll be all on Spotted Beats this lovely Thursday morning. Before I go, I must say a very big thank you to everyone who was in part of today's production. And of course, bigger thanks to you for listening. Well, the show returns tomorrow morning, God willing. And of course, tomorrow I've got a special package for you tomorrow morning. You don't want to miss tomorrow's edition of Spotted Beats, the Thank God It's Friday edition. Yes, a special one where you get to win on the show tomorrow. Well, till then, do have a lovely day and stay safe.
CG the Hitmaker.
96.5 FM, Oluyole. 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM, Oluyole. 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM.
With the time 10 minutes to 8, welcome to Commercial Belt.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣèṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
aware that you can now obtain your certificate of occupancy in just 60 days under the Oyo State Homeowner Status Scheme, OYHOC. Just buy the OYHOC recharge card for 6,000 naira only from the Office of Lands in the local government, LCDA, or at the Secretariat, Agodi. Register your application by following instructions on the back of the recharge card, as the PIN number on the recharge card is the application number, and only applications with a vital PIN will be processed. The good news is that CFO processing fee for various types of properties are affordable and can be paid instrumentally. Not only that, your CFO can be used for bank loan or any financial transaction. It is now digitalized, so information on it can be accessed anytime, anywhere in the world. Hurry up, this offer is only available to the 31st of December 2020. For further inquiries, call 0700-696-52637.
Orí mi wú ọmọ mi ọkùnrin gbá bọ́ọ̀lù wọnú àwọn tí wọ́n fi gbégbá orókè nínú ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá àti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wọn. Ọmọ mi obìnrin náà tún gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ nínú ìdíje ijó rẹ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ Indomie noodles tèmi nìkan fún oúnjẹ aṣaralóore pàtàkì fún àṣeyọrí ẹbí mi àti fífún àwọn ọmọ mi ní okun tí ó pé láti ṣe àṣeyọrí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfi ọkàn wọn. Èmi ò ní fi Indomie noodles mi rọ́pò ohunkóhun nílé ayé yìí.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe déédéé pẹ̀lú ìṣaralóore ti Indomie kí wọ́n bá lè jẹ́ ẹni tí ó dára jù nínú ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe.
Ẹ̀yin màmá, kí lè dúró ṣe?
So I don't write jollof rice, fried rice, pounded yam, egusi,
rice
chicken.
and stew, jollof rice.
Thank
you. All this plenty kind food one na dey call so. Now wetin we go chop for the naming be?
Yes,